Welcome back to another edition of the Midnight Insight. As always, I'm your host, Omar, with
I'm Jack.
Mario.
guys. As always, we're talking all things sports. First, we're starting with the NBA. Guys, we have some shockers going on around, well, mainly the East, not really the West. The West, Oklahoma leads Phoenix 2-0. LA leads Houston 2-0. Minnesota leads Denver 2-1. And San Antonio and Portland are tied. They play tonight. In the East, Detroit and Orlando are tied up at 1 apiece. Cleveland and Toronto are 2-1 with Cleveland leading. Atlanta is beating New York 2-1, and Boston and Philly are at 1 apiece. Guys, what do you guys think? Jack,
Can I say something real quick? Remember in the podcast when I said, this has been about a month and a half ago, that I said the Hawks are going to be better without Trae Young?
Yeah.
Remember when I said that?
I told you the Knicks were flukes.
Yeah, the Knicks. Well, it's not that the Knicks are flukes.
No,
it's
they're
that
flukes.
the Hawks are good.
Well, speaking.
Hawks are good.
Since the playoffs have started, the 6th seed Atlanta Hawks are up 2-1 on the 3rd seed New York Knicks. CJ McCollum, guys, has been on a freaking tear.
Yeah.
During game 2, there was a lot of New Yorkers and a lot of New York Knicks players talking smack to CJ McCollum, and CJ McCollum proceeded to drop 31 on the Knicks and basically hit the game, go ahead shot. And in game 3, he dropped 23 with a game winning shot, not at the buzzer, but still game winning for 109-108 Atlanta. How do the Knicks bounce back, and where do they go from here, or is there no bouncing back?
I don't think there's any bouncing back. I think Atlanta's got their number. The only way they come back is if they go like 55 or plus from the field and try and hold the Hawks. But the Hawks are a good defensive team too. They could score, but they're also, what have they been holding the Knicks to? What was the score of that game?
It's been in the hundreds, but I mean, but they're
low hundreds, like 110s though. They've been holding them to.
Yeah, but they're both right there. It's not like one was blowing up.
Yeah,
the last 2 games were only by 1 point.
Yeah, I mean it's been very, very close, but the way I'm seeing it right now is that the Hawks are the only ones that pull out in those close games. So far, the Knicks beat them by a good amount when they won the game 1 or 2, whatever it was. Ever since then, it's been close, and the Hawks are pulling these games out. So,
well, the Hawks did go on. I think they were up like 10 points in the last in the fourth quarter. They were up 10 points, and then New York, they bounced back. But that's the thing, they relied too much on Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, that too. Like Jalen Brunson, like when Tom Thibodeau was coaching the team, he was playing 48
minutes the whole game.
Yeah, like Tibbs is notorious for running players into the ground.
Yeah.
Mario, what do you think needs to happen for the Knicks to even be a contender, even next year or the year after that?
I think, this year is enough. I think they still could pull it out, but I think it's gonna have to do a lot with McBride coming off the bench, point guards, because I was watching the game yesterday and Kuminga was locking them up.
Yeah,
they just got so many bodies that they could just throw at you, especially if you cut off. It's like if you cut off Jalen Brunson.
Yeah,
that's everything. Like that's the whole game plan right there. Jalen Brunson. If you cut him off, nothing.
They rely too heavily on their big three and Cat, Brunson, and Hart.
Yeah, and it all starts with Jalen Brunson though.
Well, Bridges did take the last shot of the second game.
Yeah,
and he did miss it. But Bridges is pretty.
Yeah, that's
player.
like one of those trick. Oh, they're gonna think we're gonna give it to one of those 3 guys. Let's give it to Bridges instead.
Well, you know what I also noticed? I don't see a lot of pick and roll between Cat and Jalen Brunson.
That's not their style.
I was watching the game yesterday, and they do got some pick and roll, but
very minimum.
It's the defenders. They got a lot of defenders and big bodies on Atlanta, and they're shutting down Jalen Brunson.
Do you feel like it's too much ego between the big 3, and you think one person needs the ball more than the other because you got to figure, even with the big 4 in Golden State, with Kevin Durant and all them, all those guys can shoot with the ball, but all those guys can move without the ball.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
These guys really looks like they can't really move without the ball. They stand and they're stationary.
Yeah.
They should watch a team like, I hate to say it, OKC. Oh, they just
they move.
around.
They
the
move. They don't fucking
whole
stop.
game. That's why I think we should talk about OKC now. I think that's enough on the Knicks. The Knicks, like, it's kind of close, even though it is 2-1. But
Yeah,
I
it's
think
close
we
series.
should talk about the OKC series and the controversy with
Devin
the
Booker.
foul
Yeah,
calls
let's
and
hear it.
Devin Booker.
Well,
OKC.
right now, Oklahoma leads Phoenix 2-0. The first two games start off in Oklahoma. Guys, I told you a while ago, I cannot watch OKC games. I get really frustrated
Yeah.
because how many calls they get and how many calls they don't get with the push-offs, with Shea just throwing elbows and pushing off. Like, literally, he's pushing a defender off. They're looking at him, and the refs don't say nothing. And then on the other end, if they do it to the Thunder, it's an offensive foul. Devin Booker was recently fined $35,000 for speaking unfavorably by the NBA because he said something about his technical. Caruso said that's a tech. The ref gave him a tech. In the 2-minute report of the NBA, they found that there was no technical foul. So why even fine Devin Booker $35,000 because he spoke unfavorably about the ref?
Since when did Alex Caruso become Michael Jordan calling fouls? Like, that's insane. Like, there's like 2 players in NBA history who could get some crap like that. It's LeBron and Michael Jordan. You got Caruso calling technical fouls in the playoffs. Like, Caruso, you're a Bulls guy. Like, you were great on the Bulls. I loved you on the Bulls. And, like, it's not that your fault, but the fact that you get allowed that power, that the refs are like bots at that point. They're just like not real.
We need to go to the ABS system like they got in baseball.
Yeah, and especially
Shai. Wait, that shouldn't have even been a foul. Or
no. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. What do they say? It's because he's making a move towards the basket. If the defender's in front of you, how
you got
how could you tell the difference
face
between
to lamb?
Well, how could you tell the difference between a move to the basket and him just driving his elbow into somebody? Because that's the same thing. He's got to bring his elbow up to make that shooting motion. That's why he keeps getting calls like that. Is because he brings that elbow up and it slightly grazes somebody, and that's a foul. It's insane. I hate it. They need to fix that next year, or they're just going to have the weakest dynasty of all time created. Like, OKC is a great team, and if they became a dynasty, I feel like they could have done it the right way, but the way that they're doing it right now, it's going to be thought about forever about the dumb ass calls they were getting throughout their runs.
And I can't stand SG to begin with. Like, he's got a punchable face. Like, you just want to rock him in the fucking mouth.
And he's about to be a 2-time champion, 2-time MVP, bro.
I really hope not.
I can't believe it, really.
Guys, coming out the West, we saw a game where Victor Wembanyama basically almost killed himself. Victor Wembanyama left the game early Thursday against the Portland Trail Blazers after a nasty spill on the floor. Wembanyama was not able to brace himself before he fell. He like double smacked himself on the floor.
Yeah.
And it looks like he did knock himself out for a couple seconds. NBA protocol, concussion protocol, is about 48 to 72 hours. After the initial injury, Wemby will travel with the team to Portland, but it doesn't look like he'll be starting in Game 3 or playing at all. He might be back for Game 4. What do you guys think?
I'm worried about the Spurs.
I'm worried. Denny Avdija is a monster.
He is.
The fact that he didn't even play that good in that win, he had like 14 points. And Scoot
Henderson.
The bus himself
man.
came out and just dropped 30 on him. Like, oh, that tall motherfucker. Sorry for my language. That tall guy ain't in the paint anymore. Let me just drop 30 real quick. What?
It doesn't matter, man.
Henderson?
What do you guys think Castle could do something like
No.
I don't think
by himself at
he
this
had
point?
a game to try, and like if
You
he
know,
might come out this game.
what's crazy is like we're ignoring the fact that they got De'Aaron Fox.
Well, De'Aaron Fox.
He doesn't.
Like,
he doesn't do anything.
He's
That's the
become
crazy thing.
He's regressed like Russell Westbrook to like a sixth man. I don't
Yeah,
know.
quickly too.
I don't know. What happened. It's true.
Whoa.
It's true. He's starting, but like if he was sixth man on that team, he probably would have won sixth man of the year.
Well, if we're being honest, I'd take Russ over half the guys in the league right now.
I don't think they're gonna have De'Aaron Fox
That's
that
your
long.
opinion, but De'Aaron Fox has really regressed.
But
Well, De'Aaron Fox had 17 points last game.
I mean,
but he's not affecting the game like
No,
that.
he was He was on 6 of 16 shooting.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be De'Aaron Fox and Wembanyama,
No.
like
I did too.
super team, but it's Wembanyama and what's his name? Castle, Stephon
Okay,
Castle.
Stephon
Stephon-
Castle.
I don't think.
Well, Stephon
De'Aaron
only
Fox
had
is
18
gonna be there
points
for a while.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stephon only had 18.
Well, that's
17.
okay. Him having 18, that's the second year in the NBA. First playoff.
Yeah, it would be his first.
First
Spurs haven't been in
playoff
playoffs
appearance? Yeah, they
in
have
a long time.
like
Craig
years.
Popovich was their coach last time they're in the playoffs.
Let's talk Drew Holiday, man. Everywhere he goes, he affects a team in a positive way. He's with the Portland Trailblazers now. Before he was with the Boston Celtics, and he's looking really good right now, guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's Drew Holiday. There's not much I could say. I mean, he's just Drew Holiday. He's one of those guys that can fit in anywhere he is.
Mhm.
Like, you have to be a fit in kind of system guy to play for Boston in the first place. And it's even more impressive to fit into a team like the Trailblazers, who are very top heavy with Denny Avdia.
That goes to show that these veterans,
Yeah.
you need that veteranship on the team.
Oh, yeah. Because,
It
like,
makes a huge difference. CJ
Denny
going off.
didn't have the best game, but Scoot Henderson and Drew Holiday.
Well, I think it has a lot to do with the veterans that aren't like fucking jaded, because you got to figure there's a lot of veterans that aren't real good leaders.
Mhm.
Like I feel like it's more towards the veterans that made
Like Kevin Durant.
like Kevin Durant that made 150 million in fucking 3 years, and you got a guy like Drew that's like on like 80 for like 5.
5, yeah.
So I feel like those guys are still feel like they're fighting for a spot, but they're still good veterans at the same time.
I want to say something about the Lakers and Rockets really quick. The only reason that the
Hold on, let's get there. Let's get there.
All
Yeah, we're not there yet.
fine.
We're not
I
there
gotta
yet.
say
We're not there yet.
Guys, the 76ers, Joel Embiid is possibly returning tonight against the Boston Celtics. Joel Embiid is always injured. Should
What's new?
should,
What's he gonna do?
should the 76ers find a way to offload Joel Embiid, because Joel did recently sign a $102 million 3-year extension in September of 2024, keeping Joel Embiid a 76er until the 28-29 season. Should they find a way to offload his contract and focus on building around Tyrese Maxey?
Who's gonna want him?
Who are they gonna get in return?
A bag of peanuts?
At this point, I feel
Yeah.
like they should just try to offload his contract.
Who are you?
They should have never gave him that extension.
No,
Who are you gonna get? Like,
nobody.
who? Name a center that's they can pick up right now. I mean, anybody. Like they're winning without.
They could trade for.
But still.
We both could pick up Cristiano Felicio again on a 1-day
No,
contract, and we could.
He's not a point guard.
Well, he's a center.
He's not. The Bulls only get point guards.
That's right. You're right. Well, Joel Embiid, I've seen him run the center, run as a point guard.
You know what I'll tell you? DeAndre Ayton.
DeAndre Ayton.
Oh,
DeAndre Ayton
my
for
God.
Joel Embiid.
That's something the Lakers would do. I'm
That's
not gonna
actually
lie.
not a bad. Like that's
No.
not bad.
Yeah, of course you think that as a Lakers fan.
That's
but
not
until,
bad.
Until he's hurt, like Anthony Davis for half the season.
Look, we already put away Anthony Davis, so we already know what to expect.
I wouldn't take that trade. But what do you guys think? Should they try to like for the Joel's next contract, because I think he does have a player option in 29-30. That's just crazy to say right now.
He only played in 50% of the games. That's the crazy
You know
thing
what's
since
funny
he's been
is
drafted.
He's gonna
50%.
come in tonight, play this game. He's gonna
Drop
have
like 50.
he's gonna have like 30 points on 10 for 20 shooting, and they're somehow gonna lose by 20 points because he's such
You know
a
what?
liability.
They just won last game.
They should not make him the first option anymore.
No, yeah,
No,
that's
Tyrese
out.
Maxey.
Yeah, that's out of the question.
That's their problem.
It's him and
Throw it in the
BJ.
middle to Embiid. The hell are you talking about? Like, why would you do that? So he can get hurt again? Just let him space and I don't get
Pick
it.
and pop.
Yeah.
Pick and pop.
Hey, you might run into his knee. He might be out. for the
Yeah,
season.
yeah, don't yeah.
Well, guys, we're at the meat of the bone right now.
I don't know.
Los Angeles Lakers and the Houston Rockets. Guys, Kevin Durant was out for Game 1 because of I don't even know why.
He banged his knee on the floor
What?
going for a loose ball in practice.
Why is Kevin Durant practicing fucking a week before the game or a couple of days before the game? Kevin Durant don't practice, and why is he diving on the floor?
I don't know.
You're supposed to protect your investment, and at this point, your greatest player on the team.
Can I say something? I'd like to apologize to all the Laker fans out there. at least for this round, because you guys are getting clapped in the second round. All right.
Run back the table.
Yeah, run back the table what I said, but that's okay. Because you know what? The only reason the Houston Rockets are losing right now is because KD and his burner accounts. So that's the only reason they're losing right now.
Well, there's a lot of reasons.
No, if they had
also
the
don't got a point guard.
all right. Well, if they had
They don't
the
have Freddie VanVleet.
Towards ACL at the beginning of the year.
if
Oh,
they had the power of friendship, like the Lakers seem to do for some reason, with Luke Kennard, the
Luke
power
Kennard,
of
man.
friendship, then they would be winning right now. But instead, Kevin Durant has the power of unfriendship and likes talking crap and calling people idiots. So until the way it's looking right now is I'm going to owe Mario $50, but that's okay.
I should have did 100, man.
You should have did the 100, but that's okay because they're getting bounced in the second round.
You know, I feel like what we were saying earlier about veteranship. I don't think Kevin Durant's a good veteran.
No.
He's not.
Like
No.
I don't think so. I was seeing that
You know who is? It's Fred VanVleet. And unfortunately,
yeah.
shout out Rockford native.
Rockford native, 815 Pride.
Yep. But if Freddie was there, I feel like they'd have done a lot better. Unfortunately, Kevin Durant's got to lead the team, and everywhere Kevin Durant goes, it turns to shit. That's
Yeah.
just he's got the shit touch.
Yeah, who do you think won the Jalen Green Kevin Durant trade? I mean,
Low-key,
the Suns are in the playoffs.
if the Rockets lose this first round, then it looks like the
Yeah, but-
Suns win.
But they're both down 2-0.
I mean,
Well,
look at the long term.
look at the
though.
seeding though.
I
Houston-
forgot that was a trade and not a sign.
Yeah,
Yeah.
look at the seeding though, and that. What's the Rockets' third seed?
So,
Third going up against
nah,
six
they're the
Lakers,
fifth.
or the Lakers' fifth seed, and they.
Lakers are the fourth.
Lakers are the fourth.
Oh,
Yeah, throw some respect on us, man.
man! All right.
The Rockets are fifth.
Oh man. Well,
And they're playing
and the Suns are the 8th seed.
Yeah, Suns are the
Well, if the Suns didn't have to go up against OKC Thunder, they probably would have played a better series.
yeah.
That's how I feel about it. But the OKC foul takers, they can't really do much.
Well, guys, swinging over to the MLB.
Hold on. So Lakers in 5.
Lakers in 5.
Lakers.
All right.
This is gonna be a gentleman sweep.
Yeah, it's all right.
I give Houston
I've
one.
accepted it unless Houston wins tonight. We'll come back to do the podcast Sunday, and I'll talk some crap. But until then, I'm content. I'm going to have to owe you $50 right now the way it's looking. That's how it is. It's all right.
All right, well, guys, swinging over to the MLB. Guys, I knew it was going to happen. Jack didn't think so. The Cubs have won 9 in a row, jumping into the first seed in the NL Central, tied with Cincinnati Reds. They gentlemen sweep the Phillies in the first series, swept the Mets, and then swept the Phillies again in
4 game
Chicago.
series.
What does it mean for the Cubs? How far can they go? And guys, PCA has not been playing the hottest of baseball. He looks like he's in a slump right now, and suggestions have been made to drop him down to AAA.
No. So the